Wiener, wiener.
Alright, let's see. Bear with me 2 seconds. Alright. With peace came boredom for knights and men of war. Tournaments had graced the summer that followed King Robert's reign and the defeat of the Mad King for some several years. One such tournament was drawing the attention of many in the Crownlands as people, low and high, flocked to Stokeworth for the festivities. Lances would be broken, ransoms won, ladies' favors given, and pacts sealed. Stokeworth was a civilized town with a small keep seated north of King's Landing. It was southwest of Robsey, and with the closest city to King's Landing of any account. The streets were already busy with travelers from all about the Crownlands and beyond. This had the look of a successful tournament with many knights, warriors, and archers flocking to the city for the competitions, and with them came hanger-on, ladies, schemers, and whores. It was a perfect place for a man to make a name for himself through action, guile, or both.
Very good.
Not quite done. Whoops.
Do you have a sound playing?
No.
Oh, okay.
Hold on.
I don't know if I cannot hear the music.
No, I turned it off.
I like to hear the music.
And after this, I will. So, Felice Stokeworth, Malcolm's distant cousin, was due to meet with him and give him potential suitors, or so his family had advised. The second son of a cadet branch of any noble house could not expect much. Maybe he would gain a knighthood and fight valiantly in battle and earn renown. Perhaps he would serve as a maester, or maybe his path lay with that of selling goods and making himself wealthy. But much more than that was unlikely at best. Many became the rank and file of great armies, leading small folk into battle to live and die in unremarkable ways. Malcom Stokeworth's destiny was unclear. As a second son of Lot Stokeworth, the lord of the cadet house, House Stokeworth of Green Tower, his chances at greatness were certainly against him. Still unmarried, his father and mother ordered Malcolm to attend the tournament at Stokeworth and find an influential betrothal and make contacts for himself and House Stokeworth of Green Tower. The road south from Green Tower was easy and well guarded. Passing through the wheat and grain fields of House Stokeworth was hardly a laborious journey. His father's soldiers patrolled the roads, keeping those crops safe for House Stokeworth and in turn the capital. Right, bear with me. Sir Patric of Firemarch had been traveling the Crownlands from tournament to tournament. He had lost some, and he had won enough to keep himself afloat. The tournament at Stokeworth was the largest and grandest of recent years, and the prizes to be had were worth years of toil. If only if Sir Patric could seize the moment and win victory. It was to be seen as the knight made his way to Stokeworth as the festivities began. Currently, the both of you are on the road south towards Stokeworth. Malcom is on his way from the Green Tower, his family's home, and Patric is on the road from north of King's Landing towards Stokeworth. And both of you in the distance, somewhere on the road north of Stokeworth, see smoke in the air. It is near dusk, but this looks like an unnatural occurrence, not a campfire from some weary traveler heading to the tournament. All you can see is black stench rising into the air. What do you do?
And so we're on the same road, kind of going opposite directions.
No, you're going the same. You're both going south.
We're both heading south, and are we kind of with each other, within earshot of each other, or what?
You are a part of a small traveling group that there's some people heading down from the Green Tower, and you've barely said 2 words to each other, just as people travel in numbers these days just for security. There's some other worthless people with you, some that are selling trinkets, and others. There's a couple whores in your group, but they don't look to be any help for anything whatsoever, and they're just basically using you as protection.
Okay.
So basically, Patric and Malcom are the 2 fighting men present.
Yes. There's no one else that even has a weapon as far as you're concerned, or can tell.
Malcom look at Patric and sort of nod towards the smoke. Sir Patric, shall we investigate?
He kind of gets his mount kind of, hey boy, and kind of calms him down, and he looks around and says, I think we shall, but we must be cautious. And they say, he asks the small folk around him, he looks down from his destrier and says, is anybody familiar with these lands? What lies up ahead?
No one is particularly familiar with the lands. They're like, well, Stokeworth is a ways off still. And Malcom, who has made this trip before, you are at least a day out from Stokeworth. You don't have any recollection of anything specific in this area, though.
Okay.
All right, so I'm all for heading towards the smoke, seeing what's going on.
Okay. So the 2 mounted men ride forward, leaving the small boat folk behind, and they don't seem to be in any hurry to follow you. You get closer and closer, and the smoke gets heavier and thicker in the air, and you come upon a building that is going up in flames. From what you can tell, it appears to be a tavern, more than likely, and you see that there are about a dozen people outside the tavern. Most of them are kneeled over, coughing, gagging, and there's a woman that comes up to you as the horses come closer to the tavern, and she screams out,
"Help me! Somebody help! Somebody!"
She screams out, what?
and she points back to the tavern. She says, my baby's inside. And then she collapses at the feet of your horses.
Alright. So Patric the Hedge Knight, this is kind of the stuff I think that he lives for. This is what he's known for. He's been scouring the countryside trying to make his name for himself forever, and ever since Sir Joyce, which is his mentor, he's been looking for a way to be a hero. So he quickly hops up his horse and surveys the situation. Well, the house, it can make some sort of check or something like that.
Yeah, you can see that the house is on fire, obviously. You can tell the front door is relatively free of flames. There's smoke billowing out many of the windows. It looks like it's a precarious position, or precarious problem, but it doesn't look like you're just like going to immediately get burned to a cinder if you walk inside. But if you're going to do something, you have to act quickly.
He says, ma'am, where is your baby?
She's unconscious.
nothing. Where's your baby monitor? Do you have one of those wireless baby monitors? I would like to flip a Destiny point.
You find a baby monitor in her pocket.
Okay. It's all melted. Okay, I want to let Malcom act a little bit, see what he's going to do.
Is there a watering trough or any?
There is
of that sort.
So you can tell there's a well, but the well is about 30 feet away from the building, and I mean there's a couple buckets, but you can maybe get a couple buckets, but it doesn't seem like it's going to do much.
Oh, I didn't figure we could put the house out. I figured we soak ourselves.
You could try that. There's but you have to take time to do it. You'd have to go over to the well and do what you're going to do over there.
30 feet. That's not that far away. We can go douse ourselves and head into the house. Hey, you put the oxygen mask on yourself before you help the child. That's what they teach you on the airplane.
That's what they say.
So I'm about doing that.
Yeah, I think that makes sense.
Okay. So you run over to the well and you crank it a few times and get a bucket and dump. You get 2 buckets and dump them both over your heads. And then you run
challenge
back to the house.
Yep.
All right. So the front way in is the best way, you think? It looks the least flamed.
There's no side doors. There's just one way in, one way out.
Yeah,
I'm gonna head in. Malcom, are you gonna stay out here?
No, rush on in and start looking for the kids.
Okay, so you both rush into the front room, and it's relatively in decent shape. There's not a ton of fire there right now. It seems like you can tell there's a side room, and it looks like the fire is very concentrated in there. You guess it's the kitchen. And then you see there's a couple side rooms, and then there's a stairway that goes straight up in front of you to a second level. And so what we're going to do is we are going to, you're both going to roll awareness notice.
Awareness. Let me see if I remember how to do this correctly.
You can just click on your character sheet too.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out here. I feel like some of my stuff might not be loading.
Let me see.
How do you actually roll the check?
So if you're in, say you go to combat, and then go to your awareness. You have 2, then you just roll 2K2.
Yeah.
So you failed.
I thought I could roll from it. Oh, it was rolling, just didn't make a sound. Okay.
Yeah, it's rolling. You've rolled 5 times and failed every time. So.
Good for me. This baby's a goner.
Malcom, okay. So you get in there and you don't hear anything that would give you any indication of where the baby is. So where are you going to go? You can move. You can basically move into. Let's just to keep it simple. You could from here. You can move into a left side room, a right side room, or up the stairs.
I think we should probably split up, cover more ground.
Right.
And first person to find them, you just shout. The other person get the hell out of there.
Sounds good.
I think babies' rooms are often upstairs, so I can get head up the steps.
All right, and you said
Is there any what's the upstairs look like? Is there anything?
It looks like it's kind of like a balcony. So you go up and then it comes like around, right, to your sides and then stops.
Okay.
And then there's rooms on the right and left up there as well.
Let's head up to the baby's room.
So Patrick's going up. Where is Malcom going?
I don't remember which side did you say looked like the kitchen?
Left, we'll say.
Okay, then to the right.
Okay. Okay. Now I need you both to roll endurance resilience. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Huh. Yeah.
So both of you,
We're tough fuckers.
the smoke gets into your eyes, but you're able to just kind of push it off and go to the rooms that you want to. So let's start with Jared or Patrick. He goes upstairs and he looks around. He doesn't see the baby immediately. Can you roll? Let's roll awareness notice again. Malcom, do you want to do the same?
All right.
10.
What the hell?
So you
Interesting.
Okay. So as Malcom gets upstairs,
Number generator.
he hears like some, screaming, and the screaming is coming from his right. And Malcom, you hear when Malcom yells, Malcom, you hear when Patrick yells down to you.
I say, baby's up here. So he's upstairs? The baby's upstairs?
Yeah, he's to your right. He's in the room to your right. It sounds like.
All right. Well, as soon as Malcom hears Patrick
he's
yell,
up here. He's up here.
he backs out of the room he was heading into and starts for the stairs.
Okay. So we're at the end of round 2 now. Please roll a endurance resilience. Both of you.
Do we get any bonuses for our wet clothing?
Not yet.
Okay.
Okay, so endurance is 6. Okay, so Malcom, as he's coming out of the room, like smoke gets in his face and burns his eyes, and he starts coughing. So you take 1 injury.
Okay.
And Patrick doesn't seem to be bothered by that. So as Malcom comes into the main room, the stairs are just engulfed in flames, and they all of a sudden crumble down in front of him, and are now the stairs are just a pile of rubble, burning rubble in front of him. There's no way Malcom can get upstairs at this point.
Okay. Malcom looks around.
Oh, fancy that. I'm going to have to find it.
For anything that he can use to I don't know, a table or something he can use to put where the stairs used to be to help Patrick get back out of there.
You could try to assemble something. Let's roll cunning.
Okay.
Nice.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you were able to take a table and basically prop it up where maybe he can slide down it. Okay.
He yells up at Patrick, the stairs are down. I've got a table you can try and come down.
What's Patrick going to do?
Hold the door! Hold the door!
What are you gonna do?
My turn.
Yep. There in your room. There is in your room.
Baby.
Yeah. Okay. So you move back out into the main room upstairs, and that's your turn on round 3. So now let's roll endurance resilience, both of you again.
I got the baby.
You have the baby. The baby is crying, so it's alive.
It's good. Roll endurance again here.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so the smoke doesn't bother you in this round, but the flames are getting closer and closer and closer the more you're in here. So I need you both to roll agility dodge.
Not going to be good for me.
Yeah.
Oh.
So, but you have a negative based on your armor. So, Jared, go ahead and roll.
Doesn't it take that into account?
Well, let's see.
Count.
No, it does not. So, roll 1d6. Okay.
Yeah.
So you get a little scorched by the flames, but you seem to be okay for the moment. All right.
Cool.
Round 4.
No damage?
You took 1 damage, but no injury or anything. So damage goes away after the end of the scene. So, all right.
Okay.
So Jared's at the top of the stairs, and Malcolm's at the bottom of the stairs.
I guess I'd try to slide down that table.
Okay.
Get to the bottom.
You can slide down the table without a problem. You land roughly, but now you're in the same room as Malcolm.
I got the baby. Okay.
Yep.
Football.
You have the baby. What does Malcolm do?
Malcolm tries to kind of catch Patrick and the baby and then get to the bottom and then get Patrick on his feet and get us both out of here.
Okay. So, all right. So let's roll resistance again. Endurance resistance. Okay. All right, so the smoke doesn't bother you. The flames tend to hit you now, but you can tell like the water that you doused yourself with actually prevents it from getting on you or doing really any damage at this point. So the only thing that happens is flames shoot up in front of the door, exiting the building. So you can dash through them, or you can try to find another exit, or do something else.
Well, we learned from the outside that there weren't any other side doors.
There are no other side doors.
Yeah.
Malcolm did see a window in the room that he was in, but you can't really tell what condition that room's in. You know there's fire in there, but you're not sure if the window is covered by fire or, anything about that exit. You just know the main exit is covered in fire.
I'm all for just kind of trying to cover the baby as much as we can and running through there with our wet clothes real quick.
Let's do it.
There's no falling timbers or anything.
Nothing you can't manage. All right, so I'm going to let you roll you can either roll agility or you can roll strength or athletics. Your specialty for athletics would be, let's say, run. So you can make those rolls to go through the front door and the wall of flame that you're running through. I'll let you choose which one you want to roll.
Would dodge work and agility?
Yes, dodge is your agility specialty.
Alright.
All right, I don't have a special in either one's athletics.
Yeah, so you want to do
still
athletics.
get the penalty for athletics?
No, not on athletics.
No. Okay.
So Malcom goes through first, and he like quickly jumps through and avoids the flames. But when Patric comes through, it just like catches him, just singes him badly. So I need you to roll 3d6.
Baby, weigh me down.
It's fat baby. 9.
9.
So what's your total? What's your health?
12.
Say it again.
12.
Okay. So you jump through the flames, and you're like basically on fire. But luckily, you kind of pitch the baby over to Malcom and roll on the ground, and you put the fire out before it does any meaningful damage to you. So you're singed.
Drop and roll, baby.
Yeah, but you're not in flames. And there's a couple of the small folk nearby, and they pitch water on you both as you come out the door.
So they pitch water, and the steam just rises up.
Nice.
And I get up, and my eyebrows are all singed off.
Malcom
Face is all black from soot.
Gets the baby to the woman and rushes over to help Sir Patric up. And clapping him on the shoulder. And, well done, Sir Patric.
Okay. So
He's coughing.
just a little cleanup.
You want to reconnect your mic?
Yeah, your mic's getting a little choppy.
Yeah, we found out that his if he reconnects, it seems to be better.
Sound check?
Mm-hmm. Yep, you're
It
good.
seems to do.
So just a little cleanup here. Malcom, can you give yourself 1 injury? And then I'll give you a -1 to all your rolls because you got some smoke inhalation damage.
Yeah, it's already on my sheet.
Okay, cool. Okay. So you come out, and there's 8 small folks sitting around, and the lady is woken up by now, and they're all like look weary, and she's coughing, the baby's coughing, even though you've got them out of the building. It doesn't look good for them at this point, and there's 8 of them. So what do you do?
Is there anybody with our public knowledge or?
Nobody has any sort of ability in the healing arts whatsoever. You guys can try to assess them if you want.
Useless hordes.
Yeah, the hordes are good at one thing, and it's not healing people.
Well, it depends on how you...
Yeah. They do have some knowledge about VD.
There's a Marvin Gaye song.
I don't think it's... Yeah, sexual healing. So you guys can roll healing to see if you can assess how bad they are if you want.
I mean, I guess we can. I'm not very good.
All right, I'm far better at inflicting wounds.
8. So yeah, you try to like figure out how badly they're injured, but you know the injuries you usually see are from swords and that sort of thing. So you really aren't sure, but the baby's breathing is slowed, and it doesn't look good. You know that there's the people are like chattering, the ones that are able to speak, and you know that basically the closest places are Stokeworth or Green Tower. So you can either turn back or you can keep going. And you know that Green Tower is probably a little further away, but Malcom is sure his maester would actually tend to their wounds, as Malcom is a part of that family and can basically tell him what to do. Stokeworth might be a little closer, but you don't know what you're getting into there exactly. So, what do you guys are going to do?
Is there any sort of cart, wagon?
Yeah, there's probably a cart here that you can. This is a tavern, so some of these people, one person came with a wagon, so the barn is actually not on fire. So there's a couple horses in there, just mules, and they can lead the cart.
I'd say we need to get them somewhere quickly. Maybe we can hitch the wagon to our horses. And I'm sure this tournament would have a maester there.
There's definitely a maester in
injuries
Stokeworth.
that are sure to be sustained.
Yeah, there's definitely a maester in Stokeworth. The question is, can you get them to see these people? I mean, these are just normal small folk. Maester's usually worried about the nobles and the noble business. Otherwise, there's probably some healer ladies in town, but from Patric's experiences, they want coin just like everybody else. So,
then we'll make them think they'll get some coin.
Malcom doesn't think that his distant relationship to Stokeworth would have any clout with the maester there.
why don't you go ahead and roll status?
Status.
Mm-hmm. Just for Malcom.
Come on, baby.
This will go badly.
No, you don't think so. From what you're aware, it's the Stokeworths are already irritated that Felice has got to meet with you and try to hook you up with a marriage partner. Anyway, they really look down upon the Green Tower Stokeworths. So you're not sure if you would be able to convince her of healing small folk, which they have little regard for.
How come you have no wife, Malcolm? You're a handsome man.
Okay, so maybe we get the victims in the cart and get the cart started towards Green Tower.
So what does Sir Patric think about that? Because he was saying something about wanting to go to Stokeworth instead, which is closer.
I'd really try to convince. I'd try to get your place by hook or by crook. I'll get these men taken care of. You have my word.
So you guys talk it out. What you guys want to do? You guys are differing opinions.
Okay, well, out of character. Does Malcom think that if we started the cart on the path toward Green Tower, that he could ride ahead and get the maester from Green Tower and ride back out to meet the cart en route?
You could try that. The maester is in his 40s. Doesn't usually. You don't know that he's ever ridden a horse, as far as you can tell. So it might just take him a long time to get back, or he might need sufficient, alchemical potions that he needs. You don't know. You could definitely get there, but you're unsure what kind of time it would be to get back. It's like 8 p.m., so it's dark as well. So,
well, if Patric's convinced that he can sell this to the maester at Stokeworth and it's closer, Malcom would agree.
I'd say, let's do it, and I'll feel really bad if I fail, but that would be a good RP.
All right, so you're going towards Stokeworth then.
I'd hitch both of the horses up to the wagon and just book it as fast as we could.
Okay, so you basically stick them in the back of the wagon, and you head south towards Stokeworth. So you're about, I would say, 8 hours away. So you're traveling through the night, and let's see. So you're going through the night, and the wagon is jostled around. So who's driving the wagon?
Probably whoever's better at the
Animal handling.
the riding.
Yeah.
I have.
Animal handling drive is what you're
I know. This is kind of. Yeah, I mean, this is kind of meta, but
That's
we
okay.
would probably know amongst ourselves who
that's
was
fine.
better.
Yeah.
I have 3.
Yeah, likewise.
Yeah, okay. So I'll let him drive just as a concession to him, kind of letting me have my way about where to go.
All right.
Well, and you took the brunt of the fire, so it would make sense for Malcom to drive.
All right, so Malcom, go ahead and roll animal handling drive if you have it. All right, so you are able to navigate the road successfully as you're heading towards Stokeworth. You don't actually end up wrecking, which is difficult because you can't really see shit. You do make this big turn, and the wagon is slowed dramatically, and you're wondering if it'll actually make it up this hill as far as you can see, because you're really going slow. And I need you both to roll awareness notice. Okay, so Malcom, he's driving, but at the same time, he sees in the distance, it's hard to tell exactly what it is, but there's movement in the darkness. But unfortunately, typically this would be a time to just book it, right? But there's no way to do that with this cart on this road in the middle of the night.
Malcom hisses at Patric. I think there's trouble. To arms.
So Patric draws his sword to get at the ready and says, what do you see? What do you see?
I'm not sure. Movement ahead. It could be brigands.
He says they wouldn't be have nothing to offer. We have a wagon load of sick puppies. And he says, just I guess continue forward at a steady pace. Just keep an eye out.
Malcom likewise draws steel.
Okay. So you guys arm yourselves and try to keep going. But it is just too dark, and Malcom ends up veering off the side of the road. He doesn't wreck the wagon, but it basically, there's no way to go ahead unless you want to try in the pitch black, and you can try. But it looks like that is a very difficult task at this point. There's very little moon in the sky. It's cloudy. So you need to decide what to do. You haven't seen anything again for a little while, probably half an hour. But you need to try to either push on with a cart or take people out on foot, or whatever you want to try to do.
Rather than try and drive the cart out from the seat or whatever, what if Malcom got down and tried to lead the horses out, hand on the halter kind of?
You could do that. That would be fine. You could do that. It would just slow you down. But yeah, you could do that.
Give us a bonus of some sort.
You wouldn't need to roll.
Be easier.
You wouldn't need to roll. You would just be going slow.
Can we have a quick look over the sick people? I mean,
yeah,
if half of them are dead, there might not be.
Yeah, no one's dead.
Choose.
Yeah, no one's dead. But the real sick ones of the group, which are the baby, the mother, and another person, are getting steadily worse. You're not sure if they definitely wouldn't be able to walk, right? That's very clear. The others might be able to, but at the rate you're going to go with the wagon, you're wondering, even being closer to Stokeworth, if it's going to be worth it.
Sir Patric would look very frustrated. He'd hang his head and he would say, we went through flames to try to save these people. It'd be a hell of a turn to stop now. We should at least try to get back on the road.
Yeah, Malcom agrees. We can't just give up. That's not.
So are you going to try to do walk them, or?
I don't think we can walk them. I think we should just. I'm hungry. We should make a fire. We should eat it.
Are the mother and the other sick adults, are they in any sort of shape to sit a horse behind us?
So there's 8 total of them, including the baby. There's 3 of them that could not sit a horse by themselves, right? You could do something like throw them over the saddle, things like that. Everybody else is capable of walking or riding. Now, if they know how to ride,
right. Well, we of course don't have the horses available for.
You have your 2 horses, and then 2 others that were 2 of the mules that you've hitched to the back and they're following.
Well, if we can get the mother and the other extremely sick adult on the horses behind us.
The mother of the baby, right?
Yeah, you see where I'm going.
Maybe you can just kind of hold. Yeah.
And then the remaining small folk can continue on in the cart, and we can try and get the really sick ones there faster.
Okay.
Yeah, we say Sir Patric kind of stands up and says, "Who among you is able to lead and make a name for yourself?"
So a man with a bald older man, he looks like he's at least in his 50s, said, "I'll do what I have to get these people back to Stokeworth."
You, Smoke Eater, are a hero.
Very well, what do you want me to do?
Ones. Yeah, maybe we can have him kind of. So when the morning comes, they'd be able to head back on the path, right?
Or, in the daytime you'd have no problem.
People that aren't too sick can make camp and then head out in the morning, but we take the sickest folks on our horses.
That seems like the only way we have a chance to get them there in time.
Smoke Eater, who you've dubbed Smoke Eater, says, "I'll lead them like you were going to. We won't stop until we get there, but we'll go slow with the mules." So he offers to take the rest of them back, and there's a couple people that are, probably okay enough to walk it, or at least trade off or whatever. But the baby, the mother, and another guy will be dead if they don't get back to Stokeworth in some reasonable amount of time.
Let's get it on. Let's not tarry.
Yep. Malcom presses a couple of silvers into Smoke Eater's palm, tells him, "I'll remember you. You're a good man."
Smoke Eater nods and he goes, "I can't repay you enough. What's your name before you leave us?"
Malcom tells him he's Malcom Stokeworth of Green Tower. Actually, I guess I'm really a Waters.
No, if you're a bastard, yeah, but I didn't think you were, but that's fine.
Well, I mean, that I had that as my
okay.
my drawback, but
Okay. So yeah, you're a Waters. That's fine. You can be some sort of bastard relation. That's fine. And he looks at Patric and he's like, "Your name, sir. Couldn't done it without both of you."
This is Sir Patric.
It's like, Sir Patric of where, or who are you?
I don't know. What are their names? They have no name.
Sir Patric of Firemarch?
Right? Yeah, Sir Patric of Firemarch. I had Smoke Eater on here as my nickname, but I give it to the guy. Yes, Sir Patric of Firemarch.
He's like, "Well, thank you. I'll be sure to look you up when we get to Stokeworth." Okay.
I await your coming at the morning light.
All right. So, what are you guys gonna do? You gonna
Keep
press
going.
on?
yeah.
Okay. So you press on for another hour or so, moving pretty good. You have to slow down at times because of the wheezing of the sick people. Going a little too fast seems to exasperate their condition. But eventually you realize something is not right. Whatever you had seen earlier, you're pretty sure that is near. You hear the baying of wolves loud into the air as you particularly come across a spot where the road comes in between a small grove of trees, and you see that as you look behind you as you're riding, there are at least a dozen wolves on your tail, and they're coming in from angles where you think that they probably will catch you.
Is there a way to bring forth a torch to keep them at bay as we ride, or
you
something
have
like
torches,
that?
but you have no way to light them currently.
How do destiny points don't work that way in this game?
You could spend a destiny point to give yourself a torch, a lit torch. Yep, you could both do that if you so desired.
Stay back, foul beast!
So what are you gonna do?
I think that might be our only option. I don't know if we can fight off wolves without them getting our horses or the sick people. What do you think?
I'm with you. I don't see how we keep the wolves off the sick people if we stop and fight them.
Yeah, I think we're pretty much screwed unless we come up with some sort of novel way to keep them at bay.
And unless... Do we think that wolves will try and drag down 4 humans on horseback?
They are chasing you.
Sounds like a survival check. Survival wolves.
Well, what you can tell is they're chasing you.
They're hungry.
So you don't know why, but I mean that they've obviously been stalking you for some while.
Damn Starks.
They're not dire wolves, or this would be a short campaign.
From the baby. Knock off the knock like this and knock.
Let's see, infamy drawback.
Take the old sick guy. Just go like this. Go knock him off the back of the horse. You kind of do that in Walking Dead every once in a while. So.
I bring you these 15. No, 10. 10 come in.
What do you think?
I'm with these. I don't know if it's going to give us some sort of bonuses or what, but I think probably if I'm watching a movie. Yeah, I think if I'm watching a show, and that's probably what they would do to try to keep them off. Because in the dark, I mean, what are you going to do? Is it full moon?
No, it's very dark. Remember, you can't even
see them.
I mean, you would be able to see them if they got close enough. But.
Yeah, without the torch gimmick or something, I just don't see how we. I mean, the two of us got back to back with swords. We might be able to protect ourselves, but I don't see how we keep everyone else.
They are basically coming from one direction generally, so you could put the people behind you if you had to.
Well, but if there are a dozen of them,
yeah, they could flank you.
Right.
It's at night. We're burned up, and they sense the weakness. I would say they sense the illness of these people. We will not be their target. They will go for the weak. We must protect them.
Yeah, I'm with the fire idea, unless...
Okay. So you're going to spend a destiny point for fire?
I can't come up with that idea.
So when you spend a destiny point, it comes back, right? So you would get it back at the end of the session. But so you're going to just you're going to if you get the fire, you're going to still try to ride, or are you going to stop and try to defend yourself?
Yeah, I would still try to ride if they got too close, where they're not afraid of the fire. Then you have no choice but to get off.
Right. Yeah. I don't think we have time.
I just don't know. I don't know. I don't know if they're going to be afraid of the fire or not. For the way Jason's talking, they're not. But
you just tell me what you're going to do.
I don't want to change what I would do from an RP standpoint, just based on.
No, I'm just asking. I mean,
metagaming. So, yeah, I would do a torch.
All right. So when you left the, I'm getting Malcom. You agree?
Yeah.
Okay. So when you left the fire, you took torches with you, but they weren't enough to help with the cart. But it's enough to guide your path as you're going down the trail. And when the wolves come, you're able to see them a lot clearer. You sense some hesitation, but the horses are just not acting like they're so happy because there's a ton of wolves after you. So both of you roll animal handling ride.
I say, easy boy, steady goes. And
so although you are able to see them, and the wolves look hesitant. They still are following you, but your horses are not cooperating. They kind of lurch and come to a stop, and they're kind of floundering back and forth. So basically, you're unable to control them in a way to keep going.
Well, and stealing the other. I think it's time that we make a circle and defend ourselves.
And you are still on your horses. With both of you have one person across your lap, essentially, and basically a baby kind of tied in there with rope or something to your chest. So you have to figure out what you're going to do here to get yourself in a position where you can fight. You can dismount, you can try to fight with all this encumbrance on the horses. It is up to you.
I think they're just going to hamstring the horses. What's that?
I didn't say anything.
I'd say tell Malcom that they're probably going to hamstring the horses. And without them, there's no way we're going to get to where we need to go in time. So maybe put the horses behind us, and we form a.
Well, and if the baby's secured to one of us with
or
rope or
you
something.
could have it secured to the horse too. That's fine.
Well, that's where I was going. Was we can just transfer that to one of the mounts and
Stick it in one of the saddlebags.
Fine, you could do that. That's completely. So Patrick takes the baby,
Put it like in there more.
kind of stuffs it in the
Sticks
saddlebag.
it in there. And if it looks like things are going bad, we'll just slap the horse on the haunch and send it away and put a saddlebag. So that way, our good deeds will live on.
Okay, so you're dismounting.
Yep.
Okay, so
Yeah.
you dismount to put the small folk behind you. Okay. So what do you guys roll initiative? So you're going to roll agility, quickness minus your armor penalties.
Shit. Wolf will be much more than mine. Oh, I lucked out.
So what's your negative for your armor penalty?
My armor is -2, so 12.
So you roll 12.
Okay.
And Malcom, you don't have any. You rolled 6, kept 4, right? Okay. You don't have any armor penalty, right? Is that correct?
Let's see. Malcom is wearing.
So you're wearing soft leather.
No. Let's see. I just saw it. Hang on. Where'd it go?
I mean, it doesn't matter. You're going to go first. Because with that. So don't worry about it.
Yeah,
You're going to
yeah,
go
I
first
think
anyway.
number
It's not more than a couple at the most.
Yeah, -2 is the penalty
You're
here.
fine. So you're at 16. So so essentially you're there and the wolves are charging you. You can do so. You could move out to meet them, or you could delay. It's up to you.
So how does sort of thing work here on this system?
So what are you asking? So essentially,
Like, is it possible to?
you can't interrupt their movement. but you can move and attack, right? Because you get 2 lesser actions, right? One of the 3 most common actions are move. You can move 4, attack, right, and aim. So you get 2 lesser actions a turn, or 1 greater action. Charge is a greater action if you want to do that. That lets you move and attack. But it's up to you. You can move and attack with a normal action. Charge just gives you some negatives to your attack, but gives you more damage, I think.
Like, can you wield a bow and fire in the same turn?
Yes, but you don't have it. It would be on your horse. I mean, you could fumble with it, but it would take a lesser. I would give you a lesser. You could do a lesser, and plus you have a torch. So. No.
Oh, you're right. Okay.
And this means you don't have your shield out either. So keep that in mind.
So I take the torch and you can kind of put it in the saddlebag or whatever to.
Okay, you can throw it on the ground; it'll stay lit, and then so you could do that.
Okay.
And then wield your shield as 1 lesser action if you want to do that. If you want to get your shield out.
Yeah, I mean, well, it's Patric's turn, so I'll let you go first.
Yep, Malcolm's turn.
Or Malcom, sorry.
Okay, well, I don't think running out to meet them is a good idea, because then if any of them decide to go around us, the small folk are here sitting ducks.
Just so you know, this is a representation of the pack. There's actually like a dozen of them, so but you don't have to fight every single one of them. It's kind of abstract in that fashion. Just so you know. There's not just 5 of them.
So one of Malcolm's abilities is acrobatic defense. It's a lesser action to add twice acrobatics to combat defense.
Correct.
So I guess that would be one of his actions.
Okay.
And I suppose otherwise hold and wait for the wolves to get to us.
So you can delay on that one, and then so after their action you can go with that second lesser action. So say for instance you did acrobatic defense. You do that now. They come, they attack, whatever happens, then you could attack them once their turn is over. Make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So your acrobatic defense, so what does that increase? So it's double your agility?
Add twice acrobatics to combat defense.
Okay.
So add 2 to combat defense, basically.
So you just keep that in mind then. Okay?
Okay.
Okay, so Patric's turn.
I would do much the same, except I don't have the acrobatics defense. I think I would probably delay. Let me, I don't think I have my special abilities on this sheet.
Your special abilities are, I have to look.
Tributes.
I don't have them actually.
Yeah.
Because I have my, yeah.
I can pull it up real quick.
Yeah, just pull it up and.
Pate. My name's not Pate anymore.
That's your nickname from an earlier day.
Let's see, talented, deception, and lucky.
What are you talented in?
Deception, so that's not going to help me.
Okay.
All right, so I guess just delay. Is there any sort of like a defensive stance or anything like that?
Yeah, I think there are. There's full defense. I think it gives you. Bear with me. Wrong book. Fuck. Hold on.
It's good to play these systems live, isn't it? It like makes you think on the fly.
Yeah.
When you're playing on the site, you just have to get to look everything up.
Yeah, it's Yeah, just give me 2 seconds. I don't want to do this too long, but I think it's.
I might not want to do that actually if it causes a penalty.
I don't think it'll cause a penalty. I just think you won't be able to go. Where are you? Well, you could dodge. And so... yeah, that doesn't really help. Unless there's advanced maneuver, I don't think so.
Don't worry about it. I mean, I don't want to
Yeah, no, there's not really, honestly.
bog down the game.
Yeah,
I'll just
no.
delay. That's fine.
Okay, you can delay. Alright, so here they come. So the wolves basically charge you. The first one comes and runs up and attacks Malcom. So what's your combat defense with your acrobatic defense? What is
Total is 12.
12, so that's good. Okay. So the first wolf leaps into Malcom, and he's able to just kind of like shrug it back, and its jaws snap in his face, but doesn't get to him. And then another one comes up right behind that and does the same thing. So this time, this wolf grabs Malcolm's wrist and just shakes it violently. What's your combat defense? Or I'm sorry, what's your armor rating?
1 second. Page 1. Armor rating is 4.
So even though he grabs you, you have some leather bracers on your arms, and it doesn't actually, the claws or the fangs don't get through the leather there. So the next one comes up and attacks Sir Patric. And I rolled another 15. So what's your combat defense? No shield?
It says 6. That seems low to me.
It doesn't to me, not with your armor. So, 15, that's 9. So you're
Yeah, but my armor rating's only one more than his.
Yeah, it's just a combination of a lot of things.
5.
Agility, athletic, yeah. No, I think 6 is probably correct.
Okay.
So that's 2 degrees of success. So what's your armor? What's your armor rating?
5.
Okay. So basically you take 1 damage. So basically the thing grabs you and nips your quad and tears just a small hunk out of your pants and skins your leg up. But another one comes.
Alright, so I put 1 damage on here.
Yep, put 1 damage on.
Okay.
So this guy does the same thing. He comes up and bites you in the calf barely, so you take another damage. And then the third one comes up and attacks. And also bites you in the ankle through your boots. And also does a single point of damage. And then you guys delayed, so now you can go. And remember for you, Rob, you're rolling -1 to all your rolls because you're still have an injury from the smoke. But Malcom can use his...
Hey, Rob.
Good.
You gonna say something, Jared?
I'm just looking at it because you're talking about defense. You have to calculate, right?
Yeah,
It's agility plus athletics plus. So that's not what's. Because mine says 0, so I don't think it calculated it.
well, what's your agility?
So that'd be 3 plus. It'd be 3 plus 3 plus 2.
Yep. So that's
Plus
8 minus what your
5
plus 5. What's 5?
plus defensive bonus, which is
no. 5 is a reducer.
defensive bonus, whatever that.
No.
So your defensive bonus would be 6.
Yeah. So okay. So you have 3 plus 3 plus 2. Okay, that's 8. And then minus your armor penalty. What's your armor penalty?
2.
Which means it's 6. Yep. That's right. Because your armor rating is a reducer for damage. Like you took 3 damage from 3 hits. It's actually quite good. So that's how the more heavy armor you wear.
I get hit all the time, but then it just reduces it down.
Yeah. So the heavier.
There's no way I'm ever going to dodge.
Yeah, the heavier armor you wear, the easier you are to be hit, but the more you soak. Does that make sense?
Okay, gotcha.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's your guys' turn. It's Malcolm's turn. He gets 1 lesser action. You get 2 lesser actions.
So can I attack twice?
No, you cannot attack twice in a round. I got
these wolves on me.
Yeah, you can do a divided attack, which is a little complicated, so we won't do that. But you can do a aim and attack, but it's Malcolm's attack first, so you get 1 lesser action, and you can attack.
Let's go first, Malcolm.
So Longblade's 18, and you did it -1, so the thing has... Which one are you attacking?
I'll start with the top here.
Okay. So you swing down at the wolf closest to you, and... Where's his health? Oh, yeah. And you just, like, cut it deep in the back of the neck and sever its spine, and it just, like, kicks out and dies at your feet. Alright, Patrick.
I'm going to aim and attack this one here.
Okay. So basically, whatever you're rolling, roll 1 more, but you keep the same for the aim. So I think you have 1 specialty dice in longsword. Is that right?
Yeah, long blades.
So you roll 5, keep 4 normally. You'll roll 6 and keep 4 this time.
Yeah. Let me see if this works.
Yep. All right. So you kill it. So go ahead and describe how you do it.
So I noticed wolves trying to flank around the back to get to one of the 6 people. I said, "Oh no, you don't!" So I do a spinning whirl and just like take off its hindquarters, and it just spins off into the darkness. Going, blood on the ground.
All right. So you guys delayed, so it is your turn again, actually.
Nice. Spanish these fiends.
So one thing that happens at the end of the round is one of the many wolves, because there's a lot more than you're facing, leaps up and grabs the guy that is hanging there and just like grabs his throat and rips it out. Even though you're doing a very good job of protecting the horses, just one gets through and is able to just like kill one of the sick people on the horse, and just like keeps eating him.
Now you're going to feed him. You're going to feed him to the wolves anyway.
I should have had the baby get eaten first. That would change your attitude.
Alright, so...
Wouldn't change mine.
Malcolm's gonna attack that guy this time. The
top guy?
Center.
Okay.
And fighting.
Aim and attack.
So 14 is 2 damage. What's your damage on your sword?
Damage is 4.
So you do 8. So, and do they have natural armor? I don't know if they do. I don't think they do. So basically, you deeply cut one of the wolves, but you notice that it's not actually killed. It staggers away a little bit and growls at you as it stands there, but you don't quite kill it. You did 8 damage to it. Alright, Patrick.
Is it better to finish that one off or kill another one? Probably kill one. And he easily circle around and flank us. Which wolf ripped at the guy's throat?
Just to abstract, you can say this one.
Yeah, whichever one's closest, because so I'd go after that one there. So aim. So he's done chopping the one. He's going to pivot around and do a two-handed swing after aiming.
All right, roll it up with your aim.
So how do you aim? Do you
aim,
add?
So aim is well, I mean, you could do it manually, or you can do it in your sheet by upping your test in the attack. But I would just do it manually, like dash roll 6D keep 66 keep 4. Yeah, that's what I do. It's just easier that way for.
To be 5d6. So my fighting's long blade. Then it'd be 5d6.
Your fighting's 4, right?
Yeah.
Your fighting's 4, and you have long blades. That's 5. You aim. That's 6. So you roll 6 dice, keep 4.
Oh, okay. Oops. Yeah.
So you kill it. How do you do it?
His head is severed from its body.
Alright, so you take it out. So the wolves are trying to get around you to the more helpless people, but you use your torches to kind of deflect them away, and so they're not able to get to any more of the survivors at this point. But
because of these torches, the baby lives.
Yep. So, but they attack. So the one that is injured by Malcom attacks him, obviously. What's your so? Did you aim last time, Malcom?
No.
You did not?
No.
So you're still using acrobatic defense? Okay, so it's 12 versus 12 then, correct?
Yep.
Alright. So, and what's your defense is 4, right?
Yes.
So it's so basically the wolf grabs your ankle, but you realize he doesn't actually pinch. Instead, he shakes his head and drags you to the ground, and you find yourself on your back.
Okay.
And then this wolf, seeing that you're down, leaps on top of you. And so, what's your combat defense if you didn't have agility?
If I did not have agility
and acrobatic defense, you can't. Well, I'll give it to you. That's fine. If you didn't have agility, what would it be?
Well, it takes 4 out of the mix.
So you'd have 8.
Yeah.
So, so the wolf is on top of you and bites you, and it's towards your throat, and you think that you might have your throat ripped out, but you realize that it's just tugging on your actual armor, and it actually just missed your throat by inches. But the wolf is basically on top of you right now, and you're on the ground. So it's your guys' turn again. So for Malcom, he has to get up, right? That's you're not technically pinned, so you can take a lesser action to just get up. But you can't use your acrobatic defense, or you could get up and use your acrobatic defense, but you have to use one of your lesser actions to get up, if you want to.
Can you try to just take your sword and just...
You could, but you'd be at a severe disadvantage.
Okay. Then lesser action to get up and go after that one.
Okay. You kill it. How do you do it?
Yes.
As Malcolm's getting up, he just stabs it sort of into the chest and runs it through.
You run it through and flip it off your blade, and it slides off next to you, very dead. All right, Patric.
Aim and attack.
All right. All right. What
So I come
happens?
forward and with the torch light glinting off my armor, swing it around, and
So you stab it in the back. All right. So as you kill,
Backstab, touched it.
yeah, as you kill this wolf, the rest of the wolves disperse and run away from your fire and the dead brethren of their pack, leaving you and two of the survivors, the mother and the baby, alive for the time being.
We check the...
Patric mouth. He looks over to Malcolm and, "You okay?"
Malcolm's breathing a little heavy. Yeah. We'll check the... I'm sure he's dead, but gotta check the...
His throat's ripped out, blood's just like dropping onto the horse and just making a mess, but he is very, very, very dead.
Malcolm sighs. Alas, this poor soul didn't fare so well.
Go check the baby Bjorn. I can't hear you, Malcolm.
Yeah, Malcolm might need another mic reboot.
It started a timer. I bet it's like after every half hour it does it.
It starts about every half hour, yeah. It gets
Alright, sound check.
good.
That's weird how that happens.
It is, because it doesn't do it on... Well, I can't think of anywhere it does it except for Roll20. I don't seem to have that problem on Skype or anything else. It's weird.
If your adult roleplay sites, your more risque sites you go to. Webcams.
All right,
All right, so we check the baby.
The baby is alive.
Check the baby, check the mom.
They're both alive and breathing, but this fight took like a minute or two, if even that. They still seem in pretty bad shape, but they're alive and breathing. Labored, but they are.
Patric wipes his blade on his thigh, and sheaths it, picks back up his torch, and he says, as the saying goes, when you fall upon it.
Okay. So what are you guys going to do?
I'm going to be called Sir Patrick the Corny.
Because your feet, right?
Call me the babysitter.
Well, we got to keep moving, or we're going to lose the other two.
We're going to get there. I'm going to fail the check, like for the master now.
Well, I've gone through all of this.
So you head towards Stokeworth, riding through the night, and as dawn approaches, you see the keep in the city ahead, and you run through, you ride past the small buildings outside the walls of the keep, and as you get closer, you notice that the actual gates are closed because it's not technically light out yet, and so you see guards standing out in the way, barring your way, and one man with a halberd walks out and holds his hand up, and he says, "Who goes there? It's early in the morning to be coming into town." And he yads lazily.
Patrick gives Malcolm a nudge since he's relatively of a greater status than himself and says, come on, use your influence. Tell who we are.
Out of character, you're actually higher status. But
I had to yawn, actually.
A noble house on the hedge tonight.
It just happened to be coincidental.
I thought my status was 2. Is it 3?
Let me should look.
Mine's 2.
Oh, well, same here.
So we come in and says, let's just first appeal to their humanity. I'm gonna say, we're here. We have wounded. And I'll say nothing more. We have wounded a baby. Very fair. Very fair. Should you look up on her face?
The man looks out and he's like, wounded from what?
What was Malcolm's father's name? Lot?
Yeah.
Stokeworth?
Mm-hmm.
Malcolm says, I'm the son of Lot Stokeworth of Green Tower. These poor souls were injured in a fire. We seek help.
The man says, I've never heard of Lot Stokeworth, but he looks at them, and so now we're going to do an intrigue. And so the way we do this is he has a disposition to you, if he likes you or not. Since you guys have never met, I'm saying everybody's indifferent to each other. I think that makes sense. So your armor versus him is basically 4, and his armor versus you is 4. This is called a disposition. So there's no modifiers for deception or persuasion. So basically, when you it's like combat in the way you're attacking him with social skills, and basically his objective is he's delaying you to get more information, but that delay might cost you in getting the wounded to where they need to go. So I'm going to look at what's your what is your persuasion skills? So you're not lying unless you want to lie, but what is your highest persuasion specialty, and what is your persuasion skills?
Well, for Malcolm, persuasion is a 3, and his only specialty there is 1 die of intimidate.
Okay, so we're going to role play. What about you, Jared?
So I have 2.
Okay.
2 persuasion, but I have a very good deception, and I have deception bluff.
Okay, so you could lie.
So I can look very intimidating.
So, well,
yeah.
If you would have to lie though. So I'll let you both. You guys, Malcolm definitely has a status higher than him, so you would go first. So you guys can decide how you want to convince him. So put it this way: intimidate. So if you intimidate, basically you are doing intimidate versus his intrigue defense, and when you do this, what is your will rank?
Will?
Yeah.
3.
So that's essentially your damage for intimidate. Now you can do various different things. You can do bargain, charm, convince, incite, intimidate, and seduce. So if you want to do that, we can, take this offline. Or taunt. And then the same with deception.
Well, I think Malcolm's best play would be, sort of if these people die, it's on your head, soldier. Kind of, sort of intimidate that way.
I think it might be. I think it might be best if we do a good cop, bad cop.
And you can do that. I will allow that. Yep. So you can both roll
try to guilt
whatever
him,
you're best
try to
at.
make him,
Yep. So let's hear the role play. So based on whatever your role playing, if I think it's like, if it matches whatever your best skills are, we'll go with that. If I don't, I'll make you roll something else. So Malcom goes first, and so whatever he wants to do.
Malcom looks at the guard and says, "Soldier, is it your lord's practice to keep injured people from seeking help?
And
I insist you let these people in."
And
Sir Patric's like, "Aye, your master will know I, Sir Patric Smokeeater of Firemarch. If I come in there and I have my way with you, I'll throttle you with my own hands."
Okay, so Malcom, why don't you roll Persuasion Intimidate?
Right.
What did sorry. What did you roll?
A 7. Not a good roll.
So 7. So the guard looks at you and he just shakes his head and he's like, "Oi!" Turns around and these other guards like start unlocking the gate to come outside. He's obviously not scared of you. So Jared, you go ahead and roll. And then tell me what you roll. And so you're rolling Deception Bluff.
There it is.
What was that? Because I'm looking at his character sheet, so I don't see your roll.
20.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Let me make sure you're not cheating.
3. Cheat.
6,
You know
6,
me.
5, 3. So your Deception's 4?
Yeah.
Okay. So 20. So that's 3. What's your will rank?
My will is probably 3, but let me look. Yeah, 3.
So that's 9. So he looks at you and he kind of gets concerned and he's like, "Well, I still need to know more information about these people. Do they have the pox? My lord would not want me to let them in, so I must know more." And so he is going to try to persuade you back. Actually, no, he's not. That's stupid. So he wants you to try to. You have to basically come up with something to get him to let you in, and you notice that the lady and the baby are looking kind of bluish hued, so they're definitely not breathing so well out here.
Malcom almost shouts at him, "Pox, haven't you been listening, man? They were in a fire. A mother and baby have been in a fire."
Okay, roll her again. I think if you... Oh, you can't.
Do I need to...
No, well, we'll wait until see what happens with him, because he could defeat him here.
Yeah.
Are we waiting on me?
Yeah, just Persuasion Intimidate.
Okay. Not any
8.
better than last time.
So he like grabs his halberd and he's like, "Back up," and
Need to
like
lift some weights, man.
hits you with the haft of his halberd to push you back, and he's like, "The next time you get in my face, you're gonna regret it." All right, Patrick, see if you can be tougher.
So I'm going to take out my blade and flourish it. Try to do something, very, very flamboyant.
Mm-hmm.
And then hold it and say, "You take one more step towards this man, and this blood will be staining the keep."
All right, go ahead.
So should I do bluff again?
Yeah, I'll give you bluff. I don't believe you would actually really attack him with his whole crew coming.
No, I would not. I would not.
Okay.
I'd run like a girl.
Okay.
Find it here.
Nice.
So let's.
I said the goose. The other one I said was the opossum.
It's what?
Because he's so good at bluffing. Like my other nicknames, I was thinking like it was the possum.
Oh yeah.
Patric Possum.
So
Because it's kind of degrading, but kind of like he's tricky.
So he basically gets into a low stance after you say something, and he's just points his halberd at you, and the gate opens, and a couple guys come out, and they're walking with haste towards you. So you have not very much more time to convince this guy to stand down. So Malcolm.
Do we have anything besides intimidate? Anything we could do?
I don't know. You could, but would it be a better roll? I don't know. You already kind of went down this path. I don't know if you're gonna get him with honey at this point.
Well, yeah, it's the only social skill Malcolm really has.
Did you just switch the scene?
Yeah.
Oh, there it is.
Too.
I thought so, but I didn't want to say anything.
You should tell me.
So I always have the hi-fi graphics. My sound effects and shit.
So what's Malcolm going to do here?
Get this guy out of the way, Malcolm. Get him out of the way.
Open the gate. Malcolm. Just stand aside, man. Lest these people die. Settle with me later. And spurs his horse forward.
And Patrick's like, Come on, have a good roll. Have a good roll.
Still the same. Hey.
The guy basically hunkers down for a charge against your horse. So, what's Sir Patrick going to do? Oh, this is interesting. Now remember. Hold on. You can spend a destiny point. I'll let Rob, if you want to roll another d6 and see if it's higher than a 2, then that would, or whatever, then you could add. And so how many destiny points do you have?
Good question.
And spending, you always get back, so it's not like you'll lose it forever.
Well, Malcolm just has 1.
Okay, so you already used yours.
Yep.
But Jared, you could use 1 if you have more than 1.
I do. I'm rolling pretty well, but maybe you should keep it.
Well,
is this the last encounter?
I can't tell you that. But also, okay, let me put it this way. Your last roll did 1 damage to him, and if you do 1 damage again to him, you will lose. So.
Oh, I better use it.
Yeah.
I better use
GM
it.
hint.
Use it or lose it. I'm gonna do it. So.
So you roll 1 extra die.
Yeah. So okay.
So you roll 5 or whatever. 2, 3, I think.
No, keep 4. So
okay.
This will be roll 6, keep
4.
6,
keep 4, yeah.
So Patrick slides over to the side, and he plants a sword in the ground and says, by the gods, if you don't let these men in, this blood will be on your hands. It'll be more than these innocent blood spilling in these streets. It'll be yours, sir.
Let's see it. This is the roll. It's the roll of the game.
We're fine.
All right. So you threaten him again, and he kind of jumps out of Malcolm's way, and he's like, fine. He's like, if they have the pox, I'm going to send you in the dungeon. And so his guys kind of open the gates and let you through. But they come along with you. A couple of them do it. And he's like, wait. He goes, go with them. Take them to the maester. And so they let you pass.
Now we have no destiny left.
It'll refresh after this scene, though. After this session. But so they let you in.
Is that it?
The roads of Stokeworth are cobblestone, and it's a very big city, actually, from what you're used to. And they take you to the keep, and eventually the maester comes out. He's an old man with a shaggy beard, and my baby is sitting up. So what are you guys going to tell him? This is all arranged very hurriedly. And he comes out and he's like, yes. He's like, well, what can I do? You have some sick people?
Not sick, Maester. It's a mother and child who've been in a fire.
So as Malcolm talks, Sir Patrick will get the baby out, the baby Bjorn, and just kind of hold him up so the maester can see.
So the maester
has it's obvious they're not sick from a disease; it's injuries. So I want to assuage any fears that they're going to infect the city.
So the maester can tell right away. He reaches out and takes the baby. He goes, yes. He goes, I can see that. They're covered with soot to boot. And he's like, takes the baby, and he looks like he's going to kiss it, but he blows into its mouth. And he's like, yes, let's get them back to my quarters quickly. And so you help him take the sick into his quarters, and he lays them both down on these slabs, and his assistants run around, and they start concocting what looks like nothing more than potions to you. And he's like, come back later, I need to work on these people. And he just shoos you out of his room.
Well, that's...
Yes, Sir Patrick. Sir Patrick would be very, very grateful. He would just kind of prostrate himself in front of him. And, thank you.
Malcolm likewise hurriedly thanks the maester and gets out of his way.
So now they usher you into the courtyard of the keep of House Stokeworth, and Malcolm finally kind of realizes why he's here, and so does Sir Patrick. And as you look out in the streets, you can see it becoming more busy and hurried, and people moving around, readying for the festivities to come. And you spot a lone cart coming through, and you recognize the man leading it, who has been chasing you all day, which are the other people that you had saved. And so your adventure in Stokeworth is to come. And if it's the tournament or a marriage, I guess we'll find out. And that is the end of this session. So you successfully got the child and the wife to Stokeworth for healing. You'll have to see what happens with them later. And that's it.
Cool.
Very good. Thanks, man. Good time.
Yeah, neat.